Hello, my name is Cooper Peterson, and welcome back to Airman Tech, and today I'm going to be showing you one of the best beginner cameras that you can buy, the Nikon D5500. Let's go ahead and get into it. Everything you guys see today will be shot on the Nikon D5500, even this shot. And I have two lenses that I'm using. The first one that I just use for the intro is the Nikon 70 to 300 millimeter. It's a very nice lens. I don't know the exact price, but if I do find it, it will be right here. And I'm also using the Nikon 18 to 105. It's a little bit older. Both of these lenses are a little bit older, but they're still great lenses and keeps you in a nice low budget if you're just trying to get into photography or videography just quick, you know. It's simple. You don't want to spend a lot of money because you don't know if you're gonna like it or not. So yeah, anyway, let's go ahead and get into testing this camera. Okay, so I'm currently shooting at 15 millimeters with the 18 to 105 lens, and I'm just going to be testing out the autofocus, which I found is not great on this camera, but for a beginner it will totally work. So as I move around, it does like in the middle of focusing, it gets really blurry and then it focuses, which is kind of annoying when you're trying to take videos, but it seems to work pretty well once it gets focused. You just have to make sure you stand still when recording, or you could get a little bit of a blurry shot. And if you're a beginner, that doesn't really matter that much because you are just trying to get a shot and figure out if you actually like photography or videography or whatever you're trying to do. So yeah, autofocus, not great, but not terrible. It still works great. Okay, I'm moving to 24 millimeters on this camera to kind of give you a better idea of the autofocus. So I'm going to move around in my room and you guys can see how it reacts. Like even as I'm moving my hand, it tries to focus on it. You see how it kind of goes in and out there? Yeah, so I'm just going to walk around. See, I'm in the corner now. Takes a second, it goes in and out, kind of blurry, and then it focuses on me. I'm going to go over to this corner now, other side. Yep. And I'm going to come up really close and see how long it takes to focus. See, it has a little bit of, see how long it took to focus when I came up close there? Yeah, it just, it has great autofocus. It just takes like a second, you know, and it makes it a little blurry for a second, but it's still great autofocus, especially for a beginner. Okay, I'm sitting down now. I have it on my desk over there, and I had to move back a little bit because 18 millimeters and is just not quite wide enough for how close I am because my desk is all over there. This camera has a 24.2 megapixel sensor, so has a really nice sensor. It will take great photos. That is like way more than you need. That is completely enough. It's not going to give any like bad photos. Like I'll put a couple examples up on screen here. These are some photos that I've taken and they are amazing, and everyone loved them when I posted them. And I've taken a couple videos, as you can see. I'll put one right here in front of me. The videos, it's just the autofocus is not great. Sometimes when I'm taking videos, especially in sports, it just can't focus fast enough. And I'm trying to like manual focus it because I can't, like, the autofocus just isn't fast enough. So that's the only pet peeve that I've had with this camera. This camera is great every way. It has a flip out screen so you can see yourself when recording, or if you need to get a certain angle when taking a photo. It's like a great camera. It's just the autofocus is the only thing that it gets me. But yeah, otherwise it's really great. And I'm going to go and take out a couple more photos. I'm going to show you guys a couple more photos and videos so you guys can like kind of see how it is, and then we'll do a couple more tests, and yeah, let's go ahead and get into that. Okay, I got my phone here so I can tell you guys more about this camera and like tell you all the specs and stuff for people who actually know all that stuff. I do know all that stuff, but like I don't know off the top of my head, so I got to read off my phone. So let's go ahead and see. As I said, it has a 24.2 megapixel sensor. It has Nikon's X-Speed 4-image processor, which helps with speed, image rendering, and ISO performance. The body is designed to be lighter and more compact than its predecessor, which is the D5500, which is definitely an older camera. I like this camera better because it has a couple special things that one didn't. It has a shutter speed of 1/4000. That's its max, and an ISO range of 1 to 25,000. It has continuous shooting in photo mode to 5 FPS, so like burst photo mode is 5 FPS. Has 39 points of autofocus, which I was talking about isn't great because most modern cameras have over 100, if not way more than that, but it's still definitely enough for a beginner because it's a beginner camera. Okay, I want to talk about this camera's low light performance for a second. So 100 to 25,600 ISO, that's the ISO range. 25,000 ISO, some modern cameras don't even have that, so this is really good for this camera. And it will definitely get you some good night shots if you have a really dark environment. But the thing is, when you crank up that ISO, it will introduce noise into your image. So if you want to shoot at a really dark place and you want to crank that ISO all the way up, make sure you don't go too high so it's not too like blurry, you know, and it'll have a lot of noise. Noise is like little dots that make your image look blurry. So yeah, make sure if you're trying to film in the dark and you want to crank that up, make sure you don't crank it up too high because it could definitely affect your image quality. So this camera does have Wi-Fi built in, so that means it has wireless image transfer, so you can connect your phone to it and it can transfer photos straight from the camera to your phone, which is really handy, so you don't have to plug it into your computer and stuff. You know, it just helps a lot. Okay, so I haven't said this yet, but the Nikon D5500 is a DSLR camera, which means it has a mirror inside that lets you see through the viewfinder. It lets you see what is like what the camera is seeing, you know, and then the sensor is behind that. So when you take a picture or start a video, the mirror flips up and the sensor is then exposed and that takes the picture, and then the mirror actually has to come back down, and that kind of takes up a lot of time, so that's why it only has a 5 FPS burst speed. And about that burst speed, it is good, 5 FPS, but there's better in newer cameras, but again, this is a beginner camera, so 5 FPS is plenty, but the buffer is a little slow, so sometimes it will, you'll be taking a couple shots, you know, back to back, and randomly just one of them will take longer and it'll kind of mess up your shot sometimes. I've only had it happen to me like maybe 2 or 3 times, but there is a possibility that that will happen. Okay, one more quick thing I want to talk about. The audio, the inbuilt audio for the camera is completely unusable, unfortunately, but you can get external mics, which is really nice. What I recommend is the DJI lavalier mic. I will put a link for it in the comments. This is it right here. It's about like $20-ish, $30-ish, and you just plug it into the camera, and then you can clip it on the camera or clip it to you for easy, cheap, good quality audio. Right now I'm using DJI Mic Mini, which is about $150-ish, but you definitely don't need that as a beginner. The lavalier mic will work just fine. Okay, so now we're going to go over the price. The price for the camera and 2 lenses currently used on Amazon is about $780, so around $800. And if you wanted it to get it brand new, it's around $1,000, but that is a pretty good price in my opinion. So for 18 to 55 and a 70 to 300 millimeter lens on Amazon, it is $786 right there. And there's also a red option, I guess. I don't know if that's more or not, but yeah. Anyway, that's the whole review for this camera. Hope you guys enjoyed. And if you guys want to buy this camera, I will leave this exact Amazon link down in the comments. Or if you want to, you can go to eBay, Facebook Marketplace. There might be some cheaper prices there, but I don't know. It depends on what you find. And thank you for watching, guys. I'll see you guys in the next video.